French papers for us. You're starting off with François Hollande at the Vatican. Has he been seeking spiritual advice after his recent problems?
Well, maybe, because François Hollande is a Catholic, as I'll tell you. But let's take a look at La Croix, which is the Christian paper, talking about how while he's at the Vatican, all Catholics are paying very close attention. It's the meeting of the two François, because Pope Francis in French is François, so François and François. Now, as I was saying, it's interesting to note that Hollande is a Catholic, and he went to Catholic schools, has his children have been baptized, but he's not a Bible thumper. He never talks about his religious beliefs publicly, so I can't answer your question about whether he's going there for spiritual guidance. Perhaps he is.
That's not how they roll here in France. Okay, next up, the timing of his visit, it's interesting.
That's right. Now, Hollande has been getting a lot of attention for these allegations that he's been having an affair, not very Catholic behavior, according to Libération. They call this meeting the meeting between the sinner and the pontiff. Now, on top of that, Libération points out that the truth of the matter is that François Hollande and Pope Francis are at odds on a lot of issues, whether it's gay marriage, the right to abortion, the right to euthanasia. Let's just say they're not expected to dwell on social issues during their 30-minute meeting or Hollande's private life. So what are they going to talk about? Well, Libération points out that there are a lot of issues they do agree on, mainly diplomatic issues like the situation in Syria or the situation in the Central African Republic, also things like immigration, climate change, or the economy. Both Pope Francis and François Hollande have been very critical of capitalist economics. So a lot of papers are saying that's probably what they're going to focus on. And Hollande himself insisted that this is a meeting of heads of state, not a religious meeting. I also pulled a cartoon out of Le Monde. It's Plantu. This is his take on their meeting. You see François Hollande rolling up there on a Vespa with two ladies in, in his company. And there's the Pope Francis saying, well, who am I to judge? So they probably won't be talking about that.
Okay, France is, of course, a famously secular country. If you're being cruel, you'd say it's also a bit of a Catholic country that dare not speak its name, and there is an audience in that element for François Hollande back home.
Absolutely. This visit abroad is also a very strategic visit for his domestic image because, according to Le Figaro, well, he's going there to make peace with Catholics because he's very unpopular among Catholic voters. And as you said, religion is somewhat of a touchy subject, especially in politics. Now, Le Figaro points out that a lot of the policies that have been championed by Hollande's socialist government, so legalizing gay marriage, but also he wants to legalize euthanasia, ease abortion laws, etc. Well, all this really rubs up against Catholic voters. Le Figaro points out that only 16% of Catholic voters are satisfied with Hollande. Now, 22% of the population in general is satisfied with Hollande. That's very low, but 16% is even lower than that. So this is a very strategic visit for Hollande. According to Le Figaro, what he's trying to do is surf on Pope Francis's popularity wave to maybe draw a little bit of support for himself. La Croix, the Christian newspaper, also looks at these tense relations between Hollande and Catholic voters. So it also talks about these social reforms that the government has pushed through that Catholic voters disagree with, but also the way the government has done it. La Croix points out that a lot of Catholic voters feel like the government didn't consult them at all on these social issues and lumped them together with very fundamentalist Christian Catholics here in France who were very vocal during the debate about gay marriage. So a lot of just regular Catholics feel like they've been lumped together with these fundamentalist Catholics, and there's that issue that they're just not listened to, according to La Croix.
And the anti-abortion lot were out on the streets very recently as well. Next up, from François Hollande to his official partner, Valérie Trierweiler.
That's right. Now, officially, she's still the First Lady of France. But according to Aujourd'hui en France, if we take a look at the front page, it says the days of the First Lady are over. Now, Valérie Trierweiler is not in danger, but it's the status of First Lady that French people want to do away with, according to Aujourd'hui en France. And this is according to an exclusive poll that they have. 54% of people that they asked believe that there shouldn't be a special status for the First Lady. They believe that she shouldn't play a special role, and especially they believe that she shouldn't have her own budget. For instance, Valérie Trierweiler, she has her own office at the Élysée Palace. 5 people work for her. That comes up to 19,000 euros, 742,000. It's a big amount of money that is spent on her staff. So a lot of people believe that, well, taxpayers should not be paying for the First Lady. It's nothing personal, per se, to do with Valérie Trierweiler, even though Aujourd'hui en France also has popularity polls for various first ladies, and Valérie Trierweiler only has 8% of popularity. You can see her there all the way at the bottom. The most popular being Bernadette Chirac, so the former first lady, Jacques Chirac's wife, 46% of popularity.
And talking of Bernadette, she's been making some comments about the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy.
That's right. She was talking on the radio this week and said that Nicolas Sarkozy is most definitely going to make a comeback in 2017. So Libération says this leads to another round of will he or won't he make a political comeback. They call it the Nicolas Sarkozy Return Comedy Show. Nicolas Sarkozy has been very mysterious about whether or not he's going to make a political comeback, although everybody's reading between the lines and saying that he will. Now, in their editorial, they point out, for instance, that he reactivated his Instagram account this week, posting a photo of him sipping coffee in a cafe, trying to show that he's a very simple man, trying to move away from his bling-bling reputation. Now, as I said, Sarkozy has yet to officially announce his comeback, but Libé says this is all strategy, and the truth of the matter is Sarkozy is a political junkie. That's what he lives for, and so sure enough, we'll be seeing him make a political comeback.
And he might have to improve his English if he wants to make his career out of after-dinner speaking à la Blair. Florence Filomeno, thank you very much for joining us. You're watching Live from Paris here on France 24. We're going to take a very short break, after which I'll be back with the headlines.